We up anchor at Frazer Island and we're going to head across to the Burrum River. We'll spend the night there and it looks pretty good for heading up to Bundy tomorrow. It's a pleasant trip in calm weather and we get the entrance to the Burrum just before dark. We anchor up and settle in for a comfortable night. Early start this morning, just to get the tide out across the Burrum. But we're out in the deep water now, so I'm just going to set up a course for Bundaberg. That's our next destination.
And vessel was 1 horse 2.
Well, an early start from the Burrum River. We came out across the bar at about 5 o'clock this morning in the dark, but did that to do it at high tide to get the tide right. And now we've got the run out tide taking us up towards Bundy. We're just south of Elliot Heads now. So we've done pretty well this morning. The wind's starting to get up from the west a little bit and it's supposed to go around to the north, so hopefully we'll get into Bundy before it starts blowing out of the north. I can see the hummock now, so I know we're pretty close to Bundy and it should be good. We may have to wait here for a few days. I think the weather's going to go around or back round to the south and it's going to blow a bit, so we might spend a few days in the river. We'll just see how it pans out. But not much of a day, pretty overcast and a fair bit of rain, so glad we're in our little cabin. We left Bundy this morning pretty early, about 6:30 I think we crawled out of the river, and we rode the tide out of Harvey Bay and we're heading for Round Hill Head. We've got about 15 to 20 knots from the southwest. It's a little bit beam on, makes it a little uncomfortable, but we are making pretty good speed with the sail, so we'll be there in another 3 or 4 hours. We can see it on the horizon. So we'll climb in there, maybe spend a day or two, and then up to Pancake Creek. Well, I just unfurled the sail right out. The wind's dropped off by about 5 or 10 knots. Quite pleasant out here now. Been a pretty good crossing. There's a round hill just up in front of us. Got about an hour to run, and we'll head into 1770 and anchor up there. But it's been a pretty pleasant trip. We've had a good bit of wind to do some motor sailing, so that was good. and it'll be good to get into 1770, drop the pick, and I think we're going to go to Agnes Water and do some shopping. It's a bit of a strange name, 1770. It was named after Captain Cook, who came in here to do some repairs on his boat back in 1770 on his way up the coast when he discovered Australia. So that's where the name came from. We're up early the next morning to catch the tide out across the bar.
Yeah, thank you for that. All right, I'll put you on the log, and if you'll give me a call on either 81 or 82, if you can't get me 81, try 82 then.
And head up to Pancake Creek. It's only about a 2-hour trip. You want two? Yeah. A beer. Going on here.
Pancakes for Pancake Creek.
Well, this is why we're anchored up in Pancake. The holding's good and it's blowing around 30 knots at the moment, so it's good to be anchored up in the creek. The next afternoon we motor out to the outer anchorage and pick up a mooring. This will make our departure easier tomorrow morning. Another early start for our trip to the mooring, but it's a beautiful night. Well, we're just entering the port of Gladstone now. Our destination, the Boyne River. We'll be there probably about an hour and a half. It's been a pleasant trip up from Pancake. Wendy jumped ship here and I'm back on my own again. After a couple of days, it's time to up anchor and head to Gladstone. It's into the marina. The first job is to take on some fuel. Once I've fueled, I head around to a berth I've been allocated for the night.